5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
What's up, all you crazy bastards? Welcome back to the HVAC Uncensored Podcast, episode 47. Real fast, I have done a horrible job this week as far as putting it out there. I'm going to put something in the group tomorrow. The 25th was actually the 1-year anniversary of mine and Kelley for the podcast, man. So that's we're very, very happy for that. We'll give ourselves a little round of applause. I can't believe it's been a year already. But, yeah, guys, it's a little different this week, man. Kelley is not, he's on vacation. He's doing something. I'll let Kelley tell you where he is when he gets back. That's, not my business to tell. But I got two buddies on here, man, part of the HVAC Uncensored team. Guys behind the scenes that help me and Kelley make things happen that a lot of guys don't know. Some do, some don't, but just guys that whenever I need something done or need help with something, these guys are always there to help me. So two of them were able to come on tonight, and we're going to talk to them. So we're going to get ready to get into that. You can go ahead and start the pledge, Jay.
All right. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen. God bless the United States, and God bless all of you guys. I knew I'd fuck it up somehow.
If you're trying to take your HVAC game to the next level, then buckle your seatbelt, crank up the volume, and try not to be offended. Because you're listening to the HVAC Uncensored Podcast with Gil Cavey and Kelley McKay. Now, here's Gil and Kelley.
Well, what's up, guys? Welcome back again. Like I already said, guys, this is episode 47. This is going to be just talking with some of the gang. Guys, I'm here with Mr. Jay Bartlug. And how you say your last name, Jay? Bartlug?
Bartrug.
Bartrug. See, look at me, I'm fucking up already. And then we Mr. Have...
I fucked up the pledge, so you're good.
Yeah.
I got a horrible connection.
Yeah, you do. We can't even see your face. You're going to see a black screen with Mr. John Curtis Black. He's got 15 fucking names. But welcome, guys. I'm happy to have you here, man.
Absolutely, man. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys, man. Like we have a group text that a bunch of us are in, and they're all like moderators or something like that for for the group. And the Facebook group has fucking in the last year that me and Kelley have started, have done the podcast, and me and Brian Lee have had the group. The group is like, it's grown like wildfire. We always say that. I can't believe that a year ago we had like a little over 2,000 members, and we just surpassed 18,000 people, which that's fucking awesome. Yeah, the group it's a handful sometimes, as these guys know. It's like like I always say, it's like babysitting grown men. But the podcast, it is good for the podcast though, because we've seen the downloads go, soar up as the group has grown. So that's pretty awesome. But I have these guys on here tonight, man. We're going to shoot the shit a little bit, a little different than me and Kelley normally do it. If you missed it, like I said previously, Kelley is gone this week. Him and his wife are away having a little fun in Nashville, Tennessee. He's down there doing some other stuff. Kelley has a lot of things he does besides HVAC. I give it to him. He's a very entrepreneurial man. But as far as what he's doing, I'll let Kelley tell you that when he gets back if he wants to tell you. Otherwise, mind your fucking business. But all right, man. We'll start with you, Jay. How's the summer been going for you so far, man? Work-wise, you guys been busy as hell?
Yeah, man, it's starting to really kick in full force, and I'm getting, like, it's hard right now because we're hitting, like, the first wave, where, like, everybody's starting to call in at one time, and, up here right now, it's just been leak central for me, so I have all these big leak repairs, and I'm trying to swing all the other service calls in the midst of it, and at the same time, going away on the trip, as I said before, to you guys and stuff like that, so... Yeah, man, it's just been ridiculous up here right now. I think today was 84, and obviously up here it's humid as all hell, and then tomorrow's supposed to be like 90.
Yeah, I think it's humid everywhere here now, man, because it's been the same way here.
I mean, we're pretty close, so our climate's relatively on point with one another.
True. As a lot of you guys know, I'm in Baltimore, Jay's in Pittsburgh, and Mr. Old... Curtis down there is in Oklahoma, right?
Arkansas.
Damn it. Arkansas. You're all the same. Just kidding. Arkansas. Real fast before I go to Curtis, Jay, you the company you work for, you're like residential and commercial, right?
Yeah, I'm residential like commercial. So basically, I think the biggest systems I take care of are like 30-ton rooftops. But I am trying to at least transition into commercial full time. Anyway, I mean, like I told you guys, I'm in the interview processes, so I'm working on it anyway. It's not that I dislike residential. It's just it kind of gets a little repetitive after a while. And the stuff I could be doing with this company commercially, could range from a VRF system all the way up to 200-ton chillers. So it's more exciting for me.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, man. Like I told you, I hope you get it. And I mean, from what we've talked about, man, you're far enough in the process that I can't imagine that you don't. But yeah, that's cool, man. I've done a little bit of everything. Like my company now, we're residential, like commercial. So we have some big things that we do, but honestly, our company, the size of it, we're not really equipped to be able to do that kind of stuff. So.
Right. I hear you. Because this guy, he started a business in '87, but he has like 150 employees or something, and has a location here and in Tampa, Florida. So
yeah,
he's got the people behind him to really make things happen.
Yeah,
and I mean it's a huge place, man. They were telling me that service manager actually is out because he had surgery, so that's the reason I haven't talked to anybody yet. But their biggest maintenance contract is $250,000 a year.
Nice. I know Curtis would like that.
There's a place up here in Pennsylvania. They I don't know the process, but they grow diamonds, and so they have 3 200-ton chillers on site. And so the guys are literally have 2 guys that work there all week long, every day, changing filters and all that stuff, keeping on top of that, because they said that the temperature they have to maintain there has to be, it can't swing more than 1/10 of a degree at any given time.
Holy fuck.
Or they could lose millions of dollars on the diamond process.
Hold on. I mean, I'm trying to go to Curtis real fast, but you said they grow diamonds? I know people mine diamonds.
Yeah, I don't know the process, man. That was literally what the commercial service manager told me. He said he's not even really sure how it works, but I think it's for really specific purposes, because the way he explained it, they put serious money into these diamonds for just go into a ring or something. So I don't know what they do exactly, but
yeah, damn, I bet.
Yeah, they call it diamond growing. I'm not sure at all.
Yeah, that's definitely out there. But yeah, Curtis, man, a lot of you guys. Curtis owns his own business in Arkansas. How's everything been going with you, buddy? How's the summer so far, man?
Ever since May the 1st, we've been swamped. Been doing an install every day since May the 1st, has not stopped.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's my installer could tell me to slow down. I told him no.
Yeah, hey, man, you know how it is, man. You got to make that money when it's there to be made, especially when you're when you're starting out. You know what I mean? Let the listeners know, how long you been in business now, Curtis?
It'll be a full year in September, and I'm actually set to break our record this year. I'm set to almost have $1 million year my first year in business.
That's fucking awesome, man. Hold on, let's give you a
I'm
little.
$750,000 right now.
Sorry, I had to give you that, man. A fucking $1 million your first year, dude. That's fucking that's beast mode, man.
Yeah, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, my operation manager told me that last night. I was like, bullshit.
Yeah, I bet I'd be the same way. I mean, any company that can do $1 million is good, but your first year, that's fucking that's pretty badass, man. How many people you got working for you now?
I got 2 full-time service techs and 1 full-time install crew, and I subcontract some other install crews out too. So it just
nice.
I need more techs, and I hadn't had time to stop and buy vehicles and find techs and this and that, but I never realized this business take off that quick and how big I'm growing. So I mean, I love it.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. We're the same way, man. We need more people, and trying to find good guys this time of year is very hard, because what I found is most guys that are worth a damn have a job this time of year. They're not really looking. And then some of the guys that I do talk to work for bigger companies, and being a smaller, medium-sized companies, well, small to medium, it's kind of hard to be able to match. I mean, yeah, I can pay them dollar for dollar, but as far as trying to match like some of the benefits, it gets hard as a small company. I mean, we try to make it as good as we possibly can. But like the one guy was like, yeah, I need health care for like me and my wife and my 2 kids. I was like, bro, it's not gonna happen. Sorry, can't do it. You're lucky I'm gonna give it to you fully paid. We try to do the technician fully paid. For a while there, we were just paying half, but it was really good insurance. It was like Blue Cross Blue Shield or whatever. But I can't do somebody's whole family, man. That's gonna take us fucking broke. I mean, it's like I think I don't pay for it, but what they pay just from my insurance is like $400 a month. So you imagine if you had a whole Christ, if everybody in our company did that and it was several kids, we'd be spending like 20 grand, 25 grand a month just in insurance. You can't fucking do that. I mean, we try to give like the 401k, and we give a good vacation time. Trying to think. Yeah, just all those little benefits, you know what I mean? But it's just you can't compete with those big companies like that. Like we buy brand new vans. Like we're upgrading the vans. Like we don't have any clunkers. We have a couple of the old Ford like E-Series vans still out there, but they're in good shape. We bought another new van like mine, a Transit. So I mean, the guy be driving around in a new van. I don't know, man. Just can't find anybody. So, any of you guys out there in Maryland, in the Baltimore metro area, looking for work, fucking hit me up. You know what I mean? I'll make it happen. But it's funny you said something about contractors, because we actually do that too. We subcontract some stuff. It's only a few guys that we know and we're comfortable with, not just random people. But I know Kelley, like in his area, in Kansas, that's like unheard of. I mean, do people do that in your area, Jay?
Not really. I mean, at least in my area, a lot of the guys that subcontract stuff out are just most of like, they're just like guys out there just running around dropping sales, and they're just trying to make the almighty dollar. So it's not really a big thing here either. It's that very few reputable places do it, put it that way. There are some that do it, but not very many that are reputable.
You trying to say me and Curtis aren't fucking reputable, Jay?
Wouldn't surprise me, man.
Oh, that's messed up.
Yeah, it's funny. I think it's based on.
I mean, he's got to make that $1 million somehow. So I mean, he can't be too good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Too honest.
Well, if I didn't have some friends I could subcontract, I know these people I subcontract. I actually trained them myself to the company I worked for last, and they just left and went out on their own, so I subcontracted them to do my installs. If I didn't have that, I wouldn't be able to keep up. I mean,
Hey, man, if it works for you, go for it, brother.
I'm booking them a week out right now, so.
Yeah, we're the same way. The people that we subcontract to are people like, you know, the couple of the guys my owner has known for years. It's not just random smos. And one guy is hydronics, like he's a hydronics stud. I mean, I'm pretty good with hydronics, but this guy, so if we ever get any kind of boilers or shit like that, he takes it because he knocks it out. It's fucking easy for him. He loves doing it, and the shit looks like a mint when he's done. So we have a couple of things we specialize, and then we have this guy Eli who is we'll give him anything, you know, heat pumps, gas furnace, and he knocks the shit out. Customers love him. They've raved about him. And like when these guys go, even though we subcontract them, one of the deals is when you go, you're wearing our uniforms, like our, you know, you don't have to wear one of the polo shirts, but they're at least wearing like one of our t-shirts, so they look like they're one of our employees. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It probably adds a lot of comfort for the customers.
Yeah.
Because they feel like, you know, you really have your hands in what those guys are doing, versus just somebody that shows up in a pickup truck with, you know, cut off jean shorts and a t-shirt on.
Yeah, we try not to do that. And normally what we'll do when they do it, not that we don't, because we know that his stuff's probably better than some of the installers that have been in-house employed. But we'll do like a startup. Even though the system's running when they leave, we'll have one of our technicians or myself. Well, here lately it's been myself doing the startups. I'll go out there just so they see me and that kind of stuff, and making sure everything's good, double checking all the little stuff. And you know what? This is perfect because this is one of the topics that I wanted to bring up. And it's great hearing it from a business owner, a technician. Excuse me. Is installs, man. Like, I hear a lot of guys talk about this where, you know, once you install a system and you get the unit in, everything's hooked up and it can run, you know, oh, okay, yep, we're done, pack up. You know, to me, just because the install is in and it's operational, like, your job is not over. I mean, you know, say it's a gas furnace, you still have to check the gas pressure, whether it's natural gas, even more so for propane, static pressure, some way to confirm your airflow. I know it used to be harder when you had the PSC blowers because you had to change the speed tap to get your CFM. Now with the variable speeds, they're going to change themselves, but you still need to check that. If you have any safety switches in there, double check them. Make sure that they actually shut the system off like they're supposed to. Pour water down the drain, prime the trap, something stupid. If you got a condensate pump, fill that motherfucker up with water and make sure it pumps. It goes to where it's supposed to go. There's no leaks. I just feel like a lot of guys leave some of this stuff out, and that can take away some of these nuisance calls that come in, because I mean,
yeah, man.
You guys know, and I know Curtis running a business knows that when you have to go back on a new install, that's a profit killer. Now you're cutting it right off the top, because you can't charge those people when they just spent $1,000 for a new system. And I feel like a lot of guys just leave that out. Or sometimes you got to add refrigerant. I mean, or you got to take refrigerant out sometimes. They don't all come just perfectly charged. That's not the way it works. I don't know. I'll get your guys' opinion. Curtis, I'll let you go first this time, buddy.
On the installs, on the installs, I make my guys do a startup checklist that I made. They when they take the equipment out, they have to blow the drain line out, etc., get everything all ready. And what I usually do, I don't have time to do the startups, but at least a couple days to a week, I usually go out personally and do what's a QC on the install. I personally inspect the install, make sure everything's all correct, and fine-tooth comb. And if something's wrong, I actually make my guys come back and repair it. So try to prevent it from doing it again. It may cost me a little money now, but it's going to save me money in the long run. And I'd rather do that just a little bit now than thousands of dollars down the road. I make that mistake again on something else, And next thing I know, I was like, uh-oh, I'm having to fix that. And I'm out of pocket several thousand.
I couldn't agree more, man. I'm the same way. I'm all about sheets, man. Like I said, I have a PM sheet, a sheet for when they do installs. To me, that just holds people accountable. It's something that they have to turn in when they turn paperwork in. I want to see it. I want actual numbers on there. And then they know that I'm going to take that sheet and go back. So they can't just bullshit it, or I'm going to know they bullshit it. So,
Yeah.
I guess as the technician, what is your opinion on that kind of stuff, Jay?
Oh man, see, well, what we got going on here is we install a lot of train stuff actually. And so when we turn in the warranties for them, they want startup sheets. They want it, then they have it. I mean, they have it for the outdoor unit, the furnace. They want all the model numbers, serial numbers, all that stuff. They want static pressure. They want all the way down to the length of the longest heat run, and what the temperature coming out of the plenum is. They want to know CFM at every register. I mean, they want everything. And so that holds us accountable big time if something's screwed up. So
that's good.
Because around here, there's a lot of people not doing it still. And because they even actually, in a lot of their manuals and stuff with some of the new equipment, they're sending this is the length of the line set with this coil and this and that. So based upon that, you use the chart and it'll actually tell you what the design subcooling is based upon the installation. And there's a lot of that stuff getting left blank. So you're out there in a tech in the field, you're just doing a PM even. You want to know what your subcooling is. So you have to run through, figure out this whole line set length and all this BS. So what they're really starting to push to hold people accountable, it hasn't come through yet, but there's coming through the grapevine, they're talking that around here they're going to stop giving the 10-year warranties without the startup sheet. They're going to only drop it to 5, and that's it. Because they want people to start being accountable, because so many of the problems they're having with their stuff comes from poor installation practice.
You know what? I could not agree with that more, dude. So, good for you, Train. I actually wish that Carrier would do something like that as well. And it is. A lot of these systems are doomed to fail from the beginning because, you're putting this new system on shitty ductwork, and there's so many variables that sometimes this equipment, no matter what make or model it is, it's doomed to fail, and it's getting a bad name because it was put in a position that it was going to fail no matter what. It's these manufacturers nowadays, they got to cover their ass. I mean, let's be honest.
They're getting tired of it, man, because they're eating money on so many parts, like just think of the number of blower motors they've been eating, variable speed motors, because the static pressure is too high and it's just burning them right out.
Yeah.
Or the money they're losing from that.
Yeah. Go ahead, Curtis.
XR13 motors. They go out all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Duck quarter, a power surge.
Yeah, those X13 static pressure will definitely destroy them. Constant torque motors for sure. I would love to know any manufacturer exactly how many TXVs a year they get back. There's not a fucking thing wrong with them, because it's got to be a shitload.
Yeah, man, and then a lot of it's just probably from, either somebody's not using a nitrogen tank when they're brazing, so they're building up all kind of shit in the lines, or some idiot is being a moron and reaming out the pipe with it facing upward, so all those shavings are falling right down inside and you get stuck. I mean, TXVs are failing, there's no doubt about it, but if you're replacing something under warranty, there's a lot. You need to do a lot to figure out why.
Yeah, and
especially like compressors. If I'm doing a compressor under warranty, that's headache central, because now I have to dig deep and far to figure out what in God's name killed it.
Yeah, and and the sad part is fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say now. We all talk about, and most of us in our little circle, and a lot of guys that we know, like guys on YouTube and different things, personalities like, Zach and, some of the other guys. We know that these guys maybe do what we all talk about not pulling vacuums through a manifold and different things like that, about using nitrogen when you braze. But let's be honest, though, the vast majority of guys in the field aren't doing that. I mean, let's just, it's a small percentage of guys that are actually doing that. And I hate to say that, but that's the way it is. And I've seen other companies, and it's just it's sad that we haven't moved into better ways. Like how I got the new field piece, the new S-Mans, the 3-port one, and I go back and forth between that and the Yellow Jacket, which it's up there. And some guys that I don't get why people even buy 3-port manifolds. I was like, really? I said, because I wasn't going to spend an extra $50 for a port that I don't even use. I'm like, you shouldn't be pulling vacuums through your manifold anyway. I will say this. With that right there and the 3/8 hose, that I've tested it because Yellow Jacket, I'm going to bring that up here in a second and show it, sent me one of their vacuum pumps to demo, which is actually pretty sweet. I'll talk about that a little later. That I've used it, but I've taken the cores out. So I've taken the cores out, I put the 1/4-inch hoses on there, and then pulled a vacuum through the big 3/8 line, and I've been able to pull a decent vacuum. I really have. I will not lie. I've gotten it down to like I don't know, like maybe 180 something microns. Passed the decay test. It definitely didn't do it as fast as when I put like my 1/2-inch Appion hoses on with the cores removed, but it did a decent job. But guys that are just, 2 1/4-inch hoses and a 1/4-inch hose going to the vacuum pump with the cores in, it doesn't matter. And guys think that if they buy these, I'll just get a bigger vacuum pump. I'll get this pump that's a fucking 900 CFM 14-stage vacuum pump. Like, that's going to make a difference, and it's a waste of fucking money. If you have the right setup,
out of the air.
Yeah,
through all the damn leaks in the hoses.
Yeah, if you have the right setup, you could probably get away with like a 2-3 CFM pump.
Realistically, yeah.
Yeah, that would be more than enough if you had the right setup. I mean, I don't know. It's just it's crazy.
Yeah, and it's kind of what hurts us a lot too, is because the guys that are out there that are really pushing every step and doing it tight and right to the very end, they're the ones that hand you the big giant quote versus the guy down the road's going to hand you a quote that's $2,000 or $3,000 cheaper. So naturally, the customer's going to go that route because it's going to save them all this money. And so all of us guys that are really pushing, kind of lose out a little bit on it. But it is what it is. I think as the manufacturers start to really push, as I stated with Train, I know because one guy he's like a rep for Johnson around here or something, but he also owns his own company, and so he deals with Train. But so if more manufacturers start doing stuff like that, it's really going to start to push out all the bad guys.
No, yeah, I guess I wish Carrier would do it.
Yeah, definitely.
What are you putting in, Curtis? What is like your brand, bud?
My main brand right now is Amana and American Standard. The reason I like Amana is because I love their lifetime warranty on their 16 series and up.
Yeah.
That compressor ever goes out, they just put a new condenser out there.
Speaking of that, I'm going to ask you a quick question. And I know a lot of people say there's not a lot of difference, but I know that there is. The difference between Amana and Goodman.
Huge. There's a hell of a difference.
Okay. With that being said, I went to a lady today that I felt so... You know what? And I'm going to name drop that fucking company on here, and I hope they hear it because they're pieces of shit. I'm going to blast them in the fucking group, too. I went out to this lady today. She had just spent a little over $7,000 with this company. Less than... It hasn't been a year. It's been... I forget what she said. Maybe 6-7 months. Several issues. Okay, so let me start. First of all, she has no AC. She's had 4 different appointments that they've never came. One, they said she wasn't home when she was home all day. The second one, they told her they couldn't find her house. She's like, but you found it when you installed it. And then 2 times they just never came. So that's why she called my company. I went out there. The other thing I noticed is I looked on her quote and all that kind of stuff, and they told her that they installed an Amana. It was supposed to be a 16 SEER Amana, 10-year parts and labor warranty, blah, blah, blah. Well, it's a 14 SEER Goodman system.
Wow.
Yeah, it's I even got the pictures right here, and I'll read it off. I mean, I know the difference between the two. The model numbers and shit are different, but they
right. There's actually the Goodman's like a solid dark gray. The Amana has like a darker top, but the sides are a little bit lighter. So even just looking at it, you can tell it's an Amana. Yeah.
So we have outdoor unit model number, a GSZ 140301, 14 SEER heat pump, 2.5 ton. Inside, the old famous ARUF 31B14. So I normally wouldn't do this as a businessman. It doesn't make sense, but I was out there. The problem that we went out there, she didn't have AC. The fucking nest that they put in, the nest sub base was fucked up. It was set up correctly, but was not sending 24 volts to O for the reversing valve. So when she turned the AC on, the fucking heat was running. So I called this fucking place, man. I took her information. I called them. I didn't say that who I worked for. I started off as I was just a friend. And I said, hey, I'm calling for my friend Carly, and I know that she's been getting the runaround. You guys put a system in for her that she has a warranty, and she said now she can't get you guys back out here to fucking fix your screw up. And she's like, well, sir, we had some people quit and leave. I said, I'm sorry to hear that. I said, then she said that, and then she said, we have some other installs going on that we have to get done. And I was like, okay. I was like, so you already got her money, so now she's not important? I'm like, that's not showing your customers good service. That's not customer service. I said, this is horrible. And she's like, yeah, so it's been hard for us to schedule cleanings. I'm like, she doesn't need a cleaning. Her AC is not working. She paid you $7,000 a couple of months ago. Now she has no AC, and you guys will not come back out here to look at it. I'm like, that's ridiculous. And then she's like, oh, sir, we'll get it taken care of. And I said, and I'm also going to let you guys know up front that you lied to her, and you guys need to do something to make this right. Whether you give her money back, you do something that on your paper it says that you put in a 16 SEER Amana system and you put in a 14 SEER Goodman system. I said, and we both know that's a huge difference. Even if it was a 16 SEER Goodman system, doesn't matter. It's still a difference. It's not what she paid for. And they were sweating bullets on the phone. And then I told him, I said, I'm just going to let you know. I said, I own an HVAC company, and I know that her nest sub base is bad. I told him what was happening, why, how I came to that conclusion. So they said they're going to go out there tomorrow. And I said, you guys better have another nest on your truck. She's not going to pay a fucking dime for it. And I said that if she calls me and says that you guys gave her the runaround again, I said, you guys are going to talk to her lawyers because you guys committed fraud. Which they did. That's fucking fraud. And I said, and I will make sure that she goes to the full extent of the law to prosecute you guys. Okay? So Allstate Mechanical in Maryland, you guys are fucking pieces of shit. And if I get in trouble for saying that, I don't fucking care. Because I get sick of that, man, because fucking assholes like that make us all look bad. A lot of us spend years building our reputation, trying to bust our ass, do the right thing for customers, and sometimes we lose jobs to these pieces of shit, but then they do this kind of stuff to customers, man. Like, what the fuck?
It's messed up. And plus, that one thing, they're wrong under warranty. A 16 SEER Amana and up has a lifetime condenser warranty to the original owner.
Yeah, and her little pamphlet they gave her, Curtis, it was an Amana pamphlet. And I thought, well, maybe they gave her like 3 different options and she doesn't realize which one she picked. Like, I was trying to give the company the benefit of the doubt. I'm like, because I can't imagine they just knowingly did that. I mean, it says fucking Goodman right across the fucking unit. Like, it's not like they hid it. And no, I saw the paper. Matter of fact, I took a picture of it because I wasn't gonna let them dicker, and I didn't even charge her for going out there today. And I told her, I said, if they come out and they give you the runaround, I said, just call me. You know, I told her to buy another thermostat with your own money, because if I buy a fucking Nest I talked to her, I don't like the Nest, so I told her to go with the Ecobee. I'm gonna have to buy it for the same price and mark it up. So I told her, I said, you just buy it, call me, and I'll come out and put it in for you. But, yeah, here's their invoice that I took a picture of. And it says, removed existing equipment, installed new 2.5 ton Amana, I don't know what the fuck that says. Amana something heat pump with 3 ton Amana air handler. So, I mean, they wrote Amana on this ticket like 3 or 4 times. So they knew what they were doing. They thought they were going to get one past her, and like she said, she would have never known.
It is people taking advantage of people like that. But one thing on Amana that you'll think would be pretty cool is their Comfort Bridge technology. I thought it was kind of weird, and I got to playing around with it. It was awesome. They on a communicating system, they don't require a communicating thermostat no more.
Nice.
Oh yeah, I did know that. But when I left for Curtis, when I went on my own for a little bit, I put in Amana. I did Amana, and then I did a lot of Rheem stuff, which is why I put in some Rheem inverters. And I was okay with Amana because we were small, and even though I'd always been a Carrier guy, it was hard for me to get the pricing that I needed at the time, even with the people that I knew, because I didn't have the buying power yet. I wasn't going to be able to buy the amount of equipment that we buy now.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for the guy's so-called friend, the Amana dealer, fucking dicking me over, I would have sold it, man. I agree. Their warranties were good. The equipment wasn't that. I mean, I don't think it was that bad. But then I fell in love with the Rheem stuff. I thought it looked good. I sold quite a few of the 17 SEER and 20 SEER inverters. And a lot of guys get mad at me when I say this. I'm sorry, this is just my opinion. I think that the Rheem inverters are very good for the cost. I think a customer can get a very nice, efficient system at a good cost.
Yes.
But in the grand scheme of things, as far as like Carrier's inverter or Trane's inverter, just component-wise, the Rheem cannot match it. I mean, they're using just a Copeland scroll compressor in these Rheem inverters. Unless I'm missing something or something changed, it's just a Copeland scroll. It's not the rotary compressor like the other guys are using, to where that thing's going to be able to change speeds based on the DC voltage applied to it. I don't know. To me, it can't do the same thing. So, I mean, to
that's
me,
what a Rheem is. Rheem and Root is a Copeland scroll compressor.
Yeah,
So.
it's almost what, just like a 5-stage or like a 3-stage or something. It's almost just like a staged outdoor unit. It's not really.
Yeah, it's not really. They can't vary the way the rotaries do. They just kind of, okay, this isn't working, so they just drop in another stage and up the capacity there a little bit, versus it being just a more smooth up and down transition.
Yeah. Speaking of inverters, I had a neighbor. We had this cookout or whatever this weekend on our street, and my neighbor, Mr. Jimmy, who's an awesome dude, he has a green speed system like me. He's got one, but his son does like refrigeration and air conditioning or something, commercial air conditioning in like North Carolina. He came down here for this weekend, and he was drinking Saturday night, and he was like, yeah, man, I'm going to put a Nest in my dad's house. I was like, no, you're not. He was like, what are you talking about? I'm like, you can't put a Nest in there, dude. And I explained to him why he can't. It's a communicating system, especially being the green speed. You can't do that. And he's like, oh, okay. 10:30 the next morning. Gil, I fucked up my dad's system. I'm like, I told you last night. I told you like fucking 15 times that you could not put the Nest on there, man. And he's like, it's only 4 wires. I'm like, yes, I know. He had it wired up like a regular heat pump. Thank God that he never applied power, because I don't even want to know. Well, matter of fact, he had to, because the fuse on the outdoor board was blown. Because those have their own 24 volts outside. So you start sending 24 volts from the inside outside, you're going to start fucking bucking each other. But thank God he still has a warranty, and I was able to get him one of the Infinity thermostat under warranty, because his son destroyed the other one. But I mean, those Infinity thermostats, dude, they're like $600 my cost.
Yeah.
I forget how much we charge customers for those, but it's crazy.
We did a train heat pump, and customer kept fucking around. He wanted these different Wi-Fi thermostats, so we ended up putting the train one in, man. And Jesus Christ, it was like $520 on our end.
Yeah, I actually really like the train.
It's amazing what they do, but
yeah,
they are hefty.
Yeah, I really like the train thermostat for their inverter systems, like their high-end communicating. I've only seen them a couple of times.
They do amazing things.
Yeah, it's pretty badass. Yeah, I think
the tech support guy was telling us, like, he has his set up for this thermostat that it sends him alerts, like, you know, when his garage is getting too cold, because he doesn't always run the system out there, and so it'll send him an email or a text say that you're getting too close to his minimum set point, so he has to turn it on. And like crazy shit.
I know my Ecobee used to be able to do that.
Yeah.
I don't know if because I have 2 of the green speeds in my house. I don't know if that does that, but I do put in the energy part, I'll put in like how much I pay per kilowatt hour, and it'll keep track, and it'll tell me how much I'm using, and like how much my fan's using, how much I'm using in cooling, and heat pump cooling, and heat pump heating, and you know, each day it'll break it down for me, so I can, like, when I get my utility bill, I can look at it and be like, well, you're fucking way off, you know what I mean? Or at least something to go back to. It's actually pretty neat. I've been paying attention to it, but it's pretty wild, dude.
It's amazing what the stuff does these days, man.
Yeah, you still get those guys that there's no point in buying something higher than a 16 SEER. It's just a waste of money. And it's the biggest crock of shit I've ever heard, man. And I will debate that with anyone till the end of fucking time, because I just feel like there's so many. First of all, I make a living selling high-end equipment, and I don't know. I feel like that's a very ignorant statement. Just because you think the parts are more expensive and maybe you're not going to you're going to have to order something, you're assuming every customer is going to be pissed. I got a lot of customers that they know I'm going to have to order the part, but they love what that system does, the comfort that they get that no other system's been able to give them. They don't care how much it costs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we got to stop assuming for customers and showing that ignorance that it's, not to mention pretty soon here in some parts of the country, 16 SEER is going to be the minimum. 14 SEER is going to go up. It's going to keep going up, and you know, we're going to see higher and higher SEER ratings.
Yeah, a lot of people are just stuck with the low SEER stuff. You know, like so you're not going to get that efficiency because we're not in Southern California where it's 120 degrees. Well, saving money on electric, buddy. No matter how long I run my system, you know what I mean? If I only run it 3 months a year, okay, well, I'm still running how much more efficient than a basic 13 SEER system. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but let's be honest, though. Most people that buy these inverters or high-end systems, they're not buying it for efficiency. I mean, they're buying it for comfort. Because we both know you got comfort and you got efficiency. As one goes up, the other one goes down. You can't have your cake and eat it. You can't have both. But like I've seen in my own home, as far as like the temperature and the way that I feel in my house, dude, I've never felt like this. I could keep my house like a fucking walk-in box if I wanted to. But with our old system we had here, we had to keep it at like, it had to stay at 72 for us to be somewhat comfortable. Now with these green speed systems, I could technically keep my thermostat at like 76, 77 and feel like the 72 from before. But now we push the limits and still keep it at like 73, 74. And I gotta tell my wife I'll come in. My daughter's like fucking lips are blue. She teeth chattering. I'm like, babe, put a jacket on them or something. Christ. But yeah, it's amazing what they do. And for me, these systems, I pay less for these systems doing what they do than I did the others. You can't beat it. And I used to sell them regardless, but once I experienced them for myself, I mean, I like fell in love. Like I used to say back in the day, I cut the grass and I'm like talking shit to him, like, "What's up, baby? Don't worry, I'll be right back. I'll be back. You stay right there looking all fine, you know?" It's if I ever leave here, I'm cutting them out. Fuck the next person. I'll take money off the house, but you have to put new HVAC systems in because these are coming with me.
Fuck yeah, man.
But yeah, it's nuts. I would like to see. I finally seen one of the Bosch systems in action, and I was pretty impressed. I think that if I was to go start my own company right now, that I would try to install some of the Bosch stuff because I think that they're pretty neat for the cost and how everything does it in the outdoor unit. I think they're pretty cool.
They're awesome. I put one on the other day, and I was impressed how efficient it was and how quiet it was.
Yeah, and the fact that you can put it with anything. I mean,
yeah, anything.
Yeah. I think the only requirements they have that it has to be a mechanical TXV.
It has to be a mechanical TXV 410A. They can put in a PSC motor, any type of motor, and the compressor just decides what size it is. There's only two condensers, a 3-ton and a 5-ton. That's it. Yeah,
I did know that because I had talked to one of their representatives when I was on the other podcast, and that was a
podcast.
Yeah, that was a pretty good conversation. That was when Bosch first came out. I know more people are selling them because I know around here now. I know Ari Michaels has been huge. They were the ones that they were selling it all over the country. We have a I think it's an Airco or something like that. I know a couple other supply houses are selling it too. So
we have through Michaels, we have Air Temp, I think it is one of the ones they're pushing, and they're starting to push Fujitsu now. It's starting to make like gas furnaces. Well, they're not really making it, but they're branding it as their own.
Yeah,
it's rude.
I was gonna say it looks just like a Riemann Rude. That's so funny you said that, Curtis.
Well, that Rheem bought, or somebody bought each other out. I think Rheem
there was
bought
something like
out.
that.
Huh?
Somebody took over for somebody, and then now we got this.
Both of them are together now, so yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know around here Ferguson is and I know Ferguson's different other places, which I think is funny, but Ferguson is the Rheem dealer around here. Well, Rheem and Train. And they do Fujitsu too. But what I really think in the next 4 or 5 years that's really going to throw a fucking monkey wrench into efficiency stuff is going to be when you start seeing more of this like air handler gas furnace coil matched up with a mini split outdoor.
Yeah.
That's going to be the new wave when you start getting these 35 SEER outdoor units that are going to be able to match up with a normal gas furnace and coil. I think air handlers and that's going to be the first thing to drop. But I know Carrier's got stuff like that in the mix. I've talked to my tech support buddies, and I know that they're close to doing their version. I know Mitsubishi has some stuff out. I mean, Mitsubishi's the king of inverter technology and ductless systems. I think that's just air handlers and heat pumps. As far as I know, I don't think a gas furnace coil with that outdoor unit exists yet. I mean, unless you guys have seen something I haven't.
Yeah.
You still driving, Curtis?
No, I pulled up to the house.
I was going to Jesus Christ, man, where the fuck are you coming from?
I was about 45 minutes away from the house when I got on, so.
Jesus. Man.
And I was on a rooftop of a 4-story building that has 164 mini splits in it.
Holy shit.
Yeah. They was changing out one that was on the 4th floor.
That's nice. You still hanging out with that same pretty girl?
Oh, no, we broke up.
Oh, damn. Curtis is a mother player, boy. I don't want to be a player no more. I'm not a player. I just crush a lot.
I got a better looking one.
There you go, man. Hey, whatever makes you happy, my friend. Keep pushing.
Man.
Damn, I just saw something on Facebook like not long ago.
Hey, she broke up with me, so said she didn't want to live on the farm with me. I was like, okay, bye.
Bitch, I'll bury your ass where the cattle are. Make you go missing. Feed you to the pigs, they'll never find you.
I just grind her up the cow feed and spread her out.
I was just joking, Curtis. Relax.
Curtis he got all serious real quick, man.
That bitch is buried under the trailer. What are you talking about?
I don't know what you're talking about.
He said he's sending me some of those leaves to help with my my balls. He's gonna be sending me a box. There's gonna be like fucking fingers in it and shit. He's like, yeah, just grind it up and drink it, please. Just don't tell anybody about it. That's funny. But
no, I got the perfect gift I'll send you.
Oh God, I'm nervous. Surprise me. I'm nervous but excited at the same time.
Given the subject we were just talking about, you should be a little bit nervous.
Yeah, it's kind of like being Jewish on Christmas morning, you know? So, we'll see what happens.
I'll send you a bag of dicks.
Yeah. Hey. Touchy subject. But, yeah. But to all the listeners out there, man, we have been talking this for a while, and I know some other people are doing it. And I mean, the elephant in the room, I'll just say it. I know the Outlaws are doing it. And you know, where they have those guys sit down and talk about different topics, and I think they put on a good show. They really do.
Yep.
I think they put on a good show. They really give some good opinions on different topics, and we have all talked about doing that forever and never did it with schedules. But now we're trying to hash it out, where I think we're going to start doing our own thing similar on the YouTube channel. And me and Kelley are also going to try to keep this as far as I apologize last week about not having the audio portion up on the podcast apps. Jason Walker, which if you've not checked out his podcast, check it out, man. HVAC Master of the Hustle. Jason is a very cool guy, man. He's very smart. He's very good at what he does. But we had some technical issues trying to get him to connect to us. Even when it took us like an hour, and even when we did YouTube, you could see him, but his audio was actually coming through his phone. So it was it was kind of dicey. So I wasn't able to like rip the audio off of YouTube like a lot of times you can. It sounded fucking atrocious. But it worked. But this week you're going to be able to see this, watch it, and then I'll also have I have the audio recorded in the background that I'm going to put that up like a normal podcast. So just so you guys know, it'll all be there. I apologize. But
you better be sorry.
I am sorry. But we have some other guys that aren't on here, just to mention them, you know, their names. Obviously, you know, Brian Lee, the other admin. We have my good buddy Matt Mitchell, who's been with me since I've ever started podcasting. Matt's definitely been a rock for me, man. We have Matt Cantrell. We have Matt Cantrell, pool player extraordinaire himself. Nick Guerrero. That's how you say his last name, right? Nick Guerrero?
I believe so, anyway.
Well, if not, oh well, Nick.
He'll get over it.
Yeah. And that, and besides you two, am I missing somebody? That should be it, right?
I think that is it.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we have guy Mo that works for me. He's a moderator, but I think I'm going to take him off because he never does anything.
Oh, no, Josh Rodriguez is on there too, under his wife, I think, Sarah.
Oh yeah. Well, he shares that. Yeah, Josh is also a moderator, and Josh helps out as too. He's just not in our text, but yeah. So thank you to all you guys, man. There's lot of things behind the scenes and a lot of things that we have going on, man, that these guys have stepped up and helped me because they've seen that I've been saying I'm going to do a lot of it and haven't done it. So we have, just because of time. So we have some different logos, some different mix-up that we've done, and merchandise. I've had so many guys hit me up talking about shirts, hats, and I don't know why I haven't done it, because I did that little Teespring for like a week and the shit like went off the, like, people bought shit like crazy, and I don't, but we're gonna have some merchandise on the work. A couple of the guys are working on it, where we're gonna be able to have, you know, hats, stickers, t-shirts, sweatshirts, stuff like that. So all that's gonna be for sale, hopefully here in the next like month or so. But yeah, it's been good, man. So I like bringing these guys on here, man, because me and Kelley get all the FaceTime because we're the host of the podcast, but there's a lot of different pieces and gears in the background that makes our job a lot easier. So I appreciate you guys. Shut up, Curtis. I thought Curtis was saying something in the background. My fault. I thought I heard something back there.
I sneezed.
What's that?
I sneezed.
Oh. Yeah, Curtis
Well,
gets
shut up anyway, damn it.
Yeah, Curtis gets camera shy sometimes. I know that one time we did that hangout when Curtis had that view. When he first kicked it up, it looked like the view like he was like beating off on his stomach. And we were like, you gotta change the camera angle, Curtis. That does not look good for you. And he was like, oh yeah, hold on a second. And then he turned the camera around because it looked like he was like, just like you're ready to rub one out real fast. I was like, hey, do what you gotta do, man. I was like, do what you gotta do. Just turn the camera off, you know? You know, like technically I'm not wearing any pants right now, you know? So you guys ready for this? You still can't see. I got shorts on.
I would have done the helicopter.
Yeah. do the boop, 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 boop. You know, every guy does it when you get out of the shower. When you smack your pecker back and forth, every man does it. Come on. Maybe not every time, but you've done it.
Just not in front of two other guys.
Yeah. Hey,
or
bro.
at least I hope not, anyway.
Yeah. Hey, bro, what are you doing, man? Yeah, I'm just drying my dick off real fast. Oh, Jesus Christ. That's pretty funny. But yeah, guys, see, we've got to an hour, man. That's one thing when we get on here. Trying to get to an hour when we talk like this is never ever going to be a problem. So yeah, man, I know it's getting late. I know it's midnight where Jay is. What time is it for you, Curtis?
11:08, past my bedtime.
He's an hour.
Old man.
Hour behind us.
All right, guys, I'll get ready to close this thing out, man. I guess I thank you guys, man. I really appreciate you guys coming on here tonight. Jay, enjoy your trip this weekend. Curtis, don't murder anybody. I'm just kidding. Hey, man, slow down, man. Try to take some time off, buddy. I know you're fucking kicking ass down there in fucking Arkansas, but try to take some time to relax for yourself, man. And I really, really appreciate you guys coming on. You guys can go ahead and say bye or whatever you want to do to the listeners.
All right. Goodbye, guys.
Yeah, man, thanks for having us. I appreciate you letting me step out from behind the curtain here, show my face a little bit.
No, man. I appreciate you guys, man. I think you need to be out here for a little bit, and people need to see you. Yeah. Some of you need to stay in the fucking behind the curtain. But those guys aren't here. Those guys aren't here tonight, though. See, I wasn't talking about you.
You can see his ugly mug peeking through a little bit there.
Yeah. Hey, I'm Curtis.
He's probably stalking his next victim right now. That's why he's in the dark.
That's so funny. Bitch is under the tractor. Fuck her. But all right, man. Let me close this out, guys. You guys can hang tight until we stop recording. Oh, sorry, Jesus Christ! I couldn't even think there for a second. I'm gonna have nightmares about fucking Curtis trying to get me in my dreams and stuff. Yeah, once again, I thank these guys for coming on, man. I thank all of you guys. a little different with Kelley not being here. Kelley will be back next week. We'll be back to normal. Some new things dropping on the podcast as far as some guests lined up. Having the video element on YouTube, not just the audio portion. I know that gets boring for you guys. And content coming on the YouTube channel. I know I've been saying that forever, and you guys are like, okay, Gil, you've only said that fucking 800 times. But it is with the help of some of these guys. So all you guys that have been subscribed.
Oh, shit, look at Curtis now. I just looked up real fast just to see that face staring at you. It's going to keep me awake tonight.
Oh, my God. Where's my gun? Just kidding.
He might be sitting outside your house.
Yeah, I'm sleeping with the 40.
That's why he's driving so much.
Yeah. I hear him. But let me close this out real fast, guys. Oh, Jesus Christ. And Curtis has got a gun. All right, hold on. You guys. Oh, my God. Thank you all, man. We are going to have some content coming on the channel, man. This whole team is we're going to help get this thing done to provide the best product for you guys. As always, we appreciate the fuck out of you guys, man. This podcast would be nothing without you guys. We thank you so much for the downloads. Thank you for listening to us for a year straight. We hope the second year is even better than the first. If you guys could please go and give us a 5-star review and leave us a review on whatever podcast app that you use, whether it's the Apple iTunes, Stitcher, whichever one that you use. If you could leave us a review, that really helps us stay at the top of the search bar when people search HVAC podcast. So we would really, really appreciate that. Other than that, man, the same old, guys. Please be safe, man. Always make it home the same way you left. Guys, do the little things the next guys aren't doing, man. Set yourself apart. Don't be like those fucking hacks we talked about earlier, all right? Be the guy that's doing the right thing. And that's about it, man. I love you guys. And until next week, man, I'll talk with you motherfuckers later. Peace.
Deuces.
Thanks for listening to the HVAC Uncensored Podcast. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Instagram, or email us anytime at hvacuncensored@gmail.com. Now, get back to work. Shut this down. The views and opinions shared on the HVAC Uncensored Podcast may not necessarily be the views and opinions of our sponsors or guests.
Nice.
Boom.
Yeah, I can stop this.